Hey friends, welcome back to Acre Homestead. My name is Becky and today I'm going to show you my grocery haul. So typically I like to go grocery shopping once a month, but it's actually only been 2 weeks since I went grocery shopping last, and before that it had been 2 months. So my grocery shopping is a little bit off schedule, and that's because we just are finishing up harvest and canning and food preservation season. And so I'm kind of just starting to get back into the routine of going grocery shopping once a month. Now these groceries are actually because I have 0 freezer meals in my freezer. That is not gonna fly. My husband and I eat probably 95% of the time at home, and I cook almost everything from scratch. And the way that we can eat home cooked meals every night of the week, 90% of the time, is by having freezer meals in the freezer. And so for me to have 0 meals in the freezer is just not gonna cut it. So I needed to prioritize getting some freezer meals in my freezer. So how I went about menu planning and figuring out what groceries I needed is I actually went through my food storage room, which I just spent last weekend organizing it, and it looks really beautiful. So if you want to watch that, the link will be down in the description box. So I went in there and I looked to see what I had and what I've put up. So we'll go through the groceries and then I'll sit down and we'll go over the menu, what I'm going to be making in this next big freezer cooking day that I'm doing. We're going to be making a total of about 22 to 24 meals, and I only spent a total of $22.55 on these groceries. The way that my budget could be so small for the groceries for that many meals is because I already have so much stuff in my food storage room and in my freezer that I didn't need to go out and buy a bunch of groceries. And that's how I'm trying to keep my food budget down, is by shopping my pantry shelves before I shop the grocery shelves. Another side note I wanted to mention before we get into the grocery haul is today is October 29th. And we are actually going to be prepping next week a couple things for Thanksgiving already. There's actually quite a few of the Thanksgiving side dishes that you can prep and get into your freezer to make Thanksgiving a lot easier on yourself. So in this budget of $122, a couple of the Thanksgiving side dishes are in here as well, and I'll get to those when we get to them. I'll kind of tell you what's for Thanksgiving and what's for the freezer meal. And today is October 29th, so just to kind of reference that we are going to prep and try to make Thanksgiving a lot easier on ourselves by prepping some of the food in advance. So let's just get right into it. First off, I have some shredded potatoes. These are for a breakfast casserole we're going to be making ahead of time and putting into the freezer for Thanksgiving. We have some tortillas. This is the brand of tortillas I like to use when I make enchiladas to go in the freezer, and that's why I got these. I like the fresh ones that you cook when we're going to have tacos. A lot of this is for Thanksgiving and some things that we're going to be doing in our freezer cooking video. I feel like Thanksgiving and Christmas are cream cheese season. Does anyone else feel me on that? And so I picked up quite a few of these. These last forever in the refrigerator, so you know, whatever we don't use will last for a long time. We are going to be doing some baked shells. That's why I got these. I got 4 boxes, probably more than I needed, but just better safe than sorry. Some heavy whipping cream. This is for some of the recipes that we're going to be doing for Thanksgiving prep and for some of the freezer cooking videos. Over here, I have some cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, and yogurt. If you watch the organization of my food storage room, you know that I bought way too much granola when I did one of my Azure orders. So I like to use this when I eat my granola, and I just mix in some homemade jam for it. Some feta cheese, a couple onions, bananas. These aren't actually for anything other than smoothies. Broccoli. I think there's 4 heads of broccoli in here. I got 4 bags of frozen broccoli. The reason I did frozen broccoli is one of the recipes calls for broccoli, and I figured I might as well do frozen broccoli for the freezer meals, and then this broccoli will be for fresh eating. I'll roast this. I got 4 salad kits. When I was at Costco last time, I bought some of these kits, and we couldn't eat the whole kit, my husband and I, in one sitting for dinner as a side dish, so we stored them in the refrigerator, and they held up really well, and so I ate them. I've been eating them for breakfast. And I just really been enjoying that, actually. I've been feeling pretty good having that for breakfast, so that's why I bought those. So I don't know how long that kit will be going, but for now I'm eating salad for breakfast, and I've been really enjoying it. We got some cranberries. This is for some of the Thanksgiving prep, along with trying to eat a little bit healthier. I do have a huge sweet tooth, so I picked up some grapes and some oranges. Then my thought is that for dessert after dinner, if I'm craving something sweet, which 90% of the time I do, I can grab a piece of fruit instead of eating a piece of chocolate or something like that. And then here I got 4 things of cilantro, 4 avocados. Now, you know I buy most of my things in bulk, so to buy a 5-pound bag of flour is not like me, but I have started doing sourdough. You can see here and here I actually have 2 sourdough starters. When I say I'm starting to do sourdough, meaning I just started those a week ago and I'm feeding them and I'm waiting for them to double in size. They haven't done much except they are bubbly, but I have not got them to rise at all. So I needed bread flour when crossing my fingers. Hopefully those start to take off. I'll be able to start making some sourdough. And so I just decided to buy a 5-pound bag because I didn't have any bread flour and I just did an order through Azure. So I just picked this up so that hopefully when those start, I'll have some bread flour on hand and I can actually make some sourdough for the first time. For the Thanksgiving prep, we are going to be making some pies that we can freeze and keep in the freezer. And you actually can get a better result if you use these. You know that I try to stay away from foil pans when possible, but you do get a better result if you're going to make ahead pies and freeze, so that's why I bought those. And the last few things I got were some bobby pins and concealer. I don't know about you, but it's feast or famine around here when it comes to bobby pins. I either have 500 bobby pins or I have 5 bobby pins. So it was time to pick up some more bobby pins because right now I'm scrambling for bobby pins. Now I'm going to tell you what the menu is for the freezer cooking day that we're going to be doing. Now this is subject to change. You know, this is not written in stone, but I have a ton of spaghetti squash in my food storage room. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to do a Parmesan chicken broccoli spaghetti squash bake. The next thing we're going to do green enchiladas. I have a ton of salsa verde that I canned up over this last year. We're going to do shepherd's pie because I have a ton of potatoes that we need to go through because I don't have a root cellar or anything, so my potatoes are just in my food storage room and they last for a few months, but they don't stay forever, so it's a good thing to get those used up. We are going to do a teriyaki pulled pork. Now this is going to be a pulled pork that we can either make like a teriyaki style tacos, or we can do a teriyaki pulled pork over like rice and make it like an Asian bowl or something like that. So I'm going to do a marinade, and then when I cook it, I can decide what I want to use it with. We're going to do pumpkin pasta. This is one of my favorite meals. I have pumpkins that I grew that I need to roast this weekend, so we're going to make pumpkin pasta. This is one of my favorite meals. It is so good. I love pumpkin pasta. We are going to do some marinated chicken because I love just having chicken marinated in the freezer so I can pull it out and I can do kind of whatever I want with it. And so the marinated chickens we are going to do a Greek style marinated chicken. That sounded really good, like putting on a salad or something like that. We're going to do a honey sesame marinated chicken. We're also going to do some honey mustard marinated pork chops, which sound so good. Honey mustard marinated chicken is one of our favorite marinated recipes, and I thought that would be really good with pork chops to kind of change it up a little bit. I want to have some chicken fajitas, the peppers and onions and everything chopped up, seasoned, ready to go in the freezer, so we're going to do that. We're going to do stuffed shells. That's what those stuffed shells were for. We are going to do Greek feta burgers, and that's why I bought the feta cheese. And right now, that is the entire menu, and that comes up to be about, let's see, that comes out to 22 meals if I make 2 of everything, which sometimes when I get cooking, like the stuffed shells or the pumpkin pasta, I end up making more than just that. So we might end up with more than 22 meals. So I'd say that's pretty good, $120 for 22 meals. Plus, the Thanksgiving prep that we're going to do with some of these ingredients that are going to be in a different video than the actual freezer cooking video. This is going to be a Thanksgiving prep video. We're going to make rolls, like, you know how you can buy the Rhodes rolls, like the frozen dough? We're going to make our own, and we're going to have those in the freezer prepped and ready so that when it comes Thanksgiving, we can just pull them out of the freezer. We're going to make some pumpkin pies for the freezer, apple pie for the freezer, some breakfast casseroles to make breakfast morning on Thanksgiving easy. And we are going to make cranberry sauce because cranberry sauce is so easy to make if you've never made it. It's basically 2 ingredients, 3 if you count water, and it will last a really long time in your refrigerator, or I can show you how to can it so it'll last for a couple years on your pantry shelf. Even though this is a small grocery haul, the possibilities with this are huge. I mean, we are going to be doing so much with these few ingredients because I have so many things on hand, and I'm just excited for what this means, because this means we are going to get a bunch of meals in my freezer so that I don't have to worry about dinner every night of the week. I'll just have it prepped, ready to go. A lot of you guys ask, why do I cook so much food for just my husband and I? And it's because I don't cook that often. On a day-to-day basis, I really don't do that much cooking. I will take a day and I will take an entire day and I will cook a ton of food so that when it comes to the day-to-day, I can just pull things out of my freezer, put them in the oven, put them in the crock pot, put them in the Instapot, and I have dinner. And then if I'm inspired to make a really nice meal during the month, I can just make a really nice meal. But on the day-to-day, I don't have to worry about dinner 90% of the time. And my husband and I, we eat the dinner leftovers for lunches. That's one thing that makes it really easy, is I don't really buy separate lunch food per se for us. We don't eat a ton of sandwiches just because it's so much easier for us just to pack up what we didn't eat for dinner into leftover containers and take that to work. And then you have a really nice hot lunch at work. So I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me. that's just a little bit of what's going to be happening here on the channel coming up soon. I'm excited you're here with me. I'm excited we're doing this together. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing or giving this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I have more videos that will pop up right here. If you want to go watch those, you can go enjoy those. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.